There comes that time of year when we have to meet with the parents, and we really should look forward to it. The goal is to enlist their help to help the student succeed. A key to a successful conference is compassion. Remember, you have many students and can regard one as a problem. They have one child. They want to see him succeed. Start with something positive. Something real positive that happens in your classroom, as in he always participates in questions, not just, oh, he's a nice kid. What you want to accomplish poses a question. How can we help your son do better at filling in his homework? Listen, their experience with this child, they've spent 14 years plus with him, and they may have some valuable input. If they seem off base, remember, they're not in your classroom. They don't have the complete information. Don't interrupt them as they're talking. Find the gap in their argument at which you can interject. I understand that your son needs to be stimulated. However, if he's not listening, how can we possibly stimulate him? And so on. Remember, we are here to help these children, not to pronounce death sentences. Don't say something like, there is no way that he can make it as a student in my class. Rather, we really need to think of a way in which he can succeed in my class. Don't even suggest labels. This community is especially sensitive about them because they feel as a reflection of the entire family. We avoid things like ADHD, dyslexia. Don't mention the words. Just talk about the symptoms. If you really feel that the kids need testing, talk to the administration about it. They'll be in a much better position to recommend it. When a parent complains of their frustration with what's going on, it's very easy to go on the defensive and start blaming. We can blame the class, we can blame the school. The problem is that a parent who doesn't want to deal with an issue with their son will eat that up and say, oh, so don't blame my son, it's the class's fault, it's the school's fault. They'll also go back to the administration and say, how could you put my son in a situation where he can't succeed? You have to do something about this. Rather, if they start to blame everybody else, focus it back on their son and say, we need your son to do his part. We are working on the other ones as well, but we need 1,000 points of light in order to make this work. In the heat of the conversation, we may be eager to please. A parent suggests an idea, such as changing the class structure, changing the curriculum of what you're teaching, making special accommodations. Just spend 15 minutes of each day with my son and he'll do just fine. New method of contact. Call me twice a day to let me know how my son's doing. At the time, it may seem very appealing and very doable, and after you're like, what did I just get myself into? Any idea, say, I will think it over and get back to you. And then check with the administration whether this is really something you can or should be doing. Most important is to maintain our professionalism. Remember that there are other parents waiting to speak to you as well. Don't spend too much time on one. If a parent is goading you into a situation where you feel frustrated, end the conversation. In both cases, say, I would love to continue the conversation at a later date, but I feel that we need to move on in order to be fair to the other parents who are waiting.